12 months ago, Alfa Romeo was seen as a niche player, but now the Italian brand is getting serious about the Australian market. If you want proof, look no further than the MiTo Twinair. Designed in Milan and built in Torino, the MiTo is the smallest and cheapest car in the Alfa Romeo stable. The Twinair model we're driving brings a new 2-cylinder turbocharged engine, the same found in the Fiat 500, and is priced from $22,500. And that's about an $8,000 difference from where the MiTo was priced about 18 months ago, and stems from the switch from a private importer to the actual Fiat Chrysler brand in Australia. The repositioning of the entire Alfa Romeo range is part of an attempt to make it more mainstream and bring it up to scratch with the likes of Audi, Mini and Volkswagen. The 875cc engine produces a respectable 77 kilowatts of power, returning a claimed fuel consumption of just 4.2 litres per 100. And while it's no sports car, the MiTo offers a healthy dose of sporty dynamics through the use of its DNA electronic system, which offers 3 different driving modes. It's hard to kind of perceive the difference between the 3, but most of the time we've sort of had it switched in dynamic because it is a little bit perkier off the line. And in the base model that we're driving, the little 2-pot engine really is the star of the show. It's got quite an endearing and character-filled 2-cylinder note to it, and while it isn't the quickest thing out of the blocks, it does pick up nicely from about 2,500 revs onwards. The 2-cylinder engine's mated exclusively to a 6-speed manual gearbox, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because the robotised manual that we found in some of the Fiat cars doesn't really hit the mark. The manual gearbox itself is a fairly solid unit. It offers good amount of throw, easy shifts and a good clutch take-up for around town. Some of the setbacks driving this thing are the fact it's got quite heavy steering, especially for a little city car, and also the suspension. It's quite firm, even bordering on crashing over little bumps. But that said, some of those trade-offs do work well in the city because it is a really easy thing to get around in. And driving through Sydney at the moment, it's not hard to imagine this thing scooting the streets of Milan or Rome. At under $25,000, the MiTo Twinair is a bit of a budget affair inside. There's lots of hard, durable plastic, cloth seats, noticeable road noise, and not a great deal of interior space. The boot is rated at 270 litres, but is fairly deep and narrow. That said, you can see some of the influence of the Chrysler Group takeover. There's the new Uconnect touchscreen system, which is a huge leap over the old monopixel system that was available in this car before. And there's also steering wheel mounted buttons. If you can see through the MiTo's quirks, then it's actually a pretty livable car and offers a reasonable level of Euro charm. The best part is the repositioned price, which should tempt plenty of aspiring Alfa owners into their very own Italian steed. The new MiTo Twinair offers almost unprecedented value for an Alfa Romeo car. And while it is outscored in certain areas by some of its more mainstream rivals, the truth is, if you're after something contemporary, affordable and with a bit of European flair, well then it's definitely worth a look.